What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Nextbase, the world's leading dash cam brand. It's now available in the U.S. Get video evidence of bad drivers and parking lot perpetrators to protect your ride, plus life-saving emergency features to protect you and your family. Nextbase gives you peace of mind while you drive. The brand new Series 2 range includes 5 dash cam models packed with exciting features to meet any driver's budget. Enjoy stunning image quality with 1440p resolution and an IPS touchscreen. Intelligent parking mode detects and automatically records any movement around your vehicle while parked, so you no longer have to worry about parking lot hit and runs. The potentially life-saving emergency SOS feature included on models 322 and up will automatically alert emergency services to your vehicle's exact location if a collision is detected and the driver is unresponsive. The auto sync feature included in models 322 and up uses Bluetooth and Wi-Fi technology to automatically send video files to your smartphone through the My Nextbase Connect app. You can zoom in on number plates in detail, edit and share files over Wi-Fi, and if you experience a collision, the video will automatically be sent to your phone. The full Nextbase Series 2 range is available at Best Buy stores nationwide in the US and Canada, online at Best Buy and Amazon.com. Listeners of the Smoking Tire get 15% off the Nextbase 322GW with GPS, Wi-Fi, emergency, SOS, intelligent parking mode, and more. Use code 15NEXTBASE-ST to purchase on Amazon. Ready for this code again? 15 Nextbase ST. That's 15 Nextbase ST when you buy it on Amazon. How about Race Chip? You know, today's modern turbocharged and supercharged engines leave a lot of performance on the table. Race Chip offers plug-and-play performance upgrades for factory, turbocharged, or supercharged cars. There's a healthy increase in power and torque available, up to 30%. Plus, you get better fuel economy. You have easy plug-and-play installation in just 15 minutes. All the engine protection mechanisms are active because it doesn't modify the ECU itself. It's easy to remove, and after the removal, the car goes back completely to stock condition, and it's tested and approved by TÜV. That's the German testing authority. They're much stricter than we are here in the U.S. You got up to a 5-year warranty and a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can give them a follow on Instagram on Race Chip Tuning. They say chip twice in the middle of that. Race Chip Tuning. Hit them up on YouTube and Facebook as well for daily content, dyno runs, and car testing. If you want to increase the power of your car in a healthy way, choose Race Chip for quality made in Germany. Go to racechip.us. That's RACECHIP.us. In July, Race Chip has a special offer for listeners of the Smoking Tire. Use code SMOKINGTIRE to get 10% off your order, limited to 1 Race Chip per customer, and only during the month of July. That's racechip.us, simply faster. Lastly, we got to remind you guys about that Brio Beardscape Life. I just used mine this morning, actually, and I am feeling beautifully smooth because I pre-buzz. I shave my head with a proper, shaving cream and razor, but I pre-buzz when it gets scruffy, and I use the Brio to cut through that Syrian fuzz. I've been through so many different buzzers. I went through every one that you could buy at a Target, and then I went to the ones you have to buy at the beauty supply store, and then I got this crazy one that only old Italian barbers use, and it weighs 300 pounds, and it's made of steel, and I liked that one, but it was very heavy, not very portable. Now the Brio offers that kind of performance, but it's portable. The battery lasts a long time, so I know I'm not going to find myself in Houston with a dead battery. I only charge it literally once a year. The blade's made of ceramic rather than steel, so it stays sharp for a long time, but also requires less lubricant. You don't have to oil it as often. It's very easy to clean. Comes in a travel pouch. It is the jam. I honestly, I really like the Brio Beardscape. It's really, really nice. Go to brio4life.com, BRIO, the number 4life.com. Brio4life.com. Upgrade yourself to the Beardscape. I got the best price on the internet with code SMOKING at Brio4life.com. Code SMOKING. All right, on this episode, we got a guy named Justin Peck, and man, has this dude lived. He has died twice. He's broken everything. He's bipolar. He races motorcycles, trucks. He has a race team, and his energy is off the charts. This guy's got a real interesting story. He's very inspiring, and he went from a total stranger to someone that I hope becomes a regular on this podcast every time he's in LA. Author, and motorcycle and off-road truck racer Justin Peck is in the building on the Smoking Tire Podcast.
I take his face off.
Dude, that is old school shit right there.
It's a fucking great
John Travolta.
Shit. It is a great shit movie.
Nicholas Cage. It is a shit movie.
It's a great shit movie.
Yeah.
And there's up in Malibu, where I like to go drive sports cars.
Okay.
There's, if you want to really fucking go nerddom here, you know, like the future hospital where the future doctor takes his face off?
Okay.
That is a dude's crib, that building.
What?
Yeah, it's a guy's house up in Malibu, top of the mountain.
Oh, shit.
And I've been there for 2 separate parties. He rents it out for stuff. And when you pull in, you go, God, this is familiar.
Oh,
and then
shit.
all like the waiters are like, yo, dude, all the waiters are like, would you like a taco? Did you know this was the house in Face Off?
Wow.
I went to an Aston Martin party there once. It was bam as fuck.
Dude, that would be dope.
Yep. And it's the Smoking Tire Podcast. And now we're fucking live. We're here.
Oh, we're here now.
What's happening, Mr. Justin Peck? Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You don't fucking look like your fucking headshot.
Nope. You know what? Dude, I so fucking catfish you guys right now. I catfish you. You had no idea.
You're an author. You're a racer. You're the kind of person that has the kind of person who reached out on your behalf. And then your headshot is very professional in a racing suit. Wow. And then you rolled up, fucking tattoos, chain rings, shiny ass shoes. Like, what's up, bro? And I'm like,
forgot the mohawk too.
This
bro.
is going to be a good show.
This
What's
is
happening?
Good. This is gonna be a good one. Yeah,
thanks for coming down.
Of course, man.
You fucking have raced off-road for almost 30 years.
I have been on the dirt and asphalt both for over 30 years, yeah.
And for someone who spends the other half of his life talking about how ragged his fucking life has been, you look pretty good.
Ah, thank you. Did you walk up the stairs?
No, were you struggling? Were you like
wreck.
Mick Mars going up the stairs?
Dude, have you seen the new Dirt?
Yeah,
oh
the
my
movie,
God, dude.
The Dirt?
So dope.
I much prefer The Dirt to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Do you?
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody I have a lot of problems with, mainly because my fact checker music friend is like, fucking none of that shit is true.
That shit's not right. Yeah.
But apparently The Dirt, ironically, is more historically accurate than Bohemian Rhapsody.
I thought it was the best comment that the manager said. I have managed Kiss and no one, like everybody in that band fucked everything up, right?
You don't understand. I've never had a whole band of nightmares. Usually it's like one guy. You know, there's a Keith Richards, but then there's a Charlie Watts.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're all Keith Richards. You know which one you used the word catfished?
Catfished, yeah.
I feel like I got catfished a little bit because you know why? Me and my wife saw Rocket Man.
Oh my God.
The Elton John one.
Yeah.
They left the fact that it's a full-on musical out of the previews.
I know.
They ignore it in the previews. They catfish the fuck out of you.
That was catfish.
That's a clickbait fucking preview.
Because, you know, I mean, it's Elton John, right? Yeah. I mean, he's a legend. And so you have to watch it. It was like Bohemian Rhapsody. You have to watch that.
But then it's like, then the agent starts singing, and I go, what the fuck just happened? Where am I? People in suits are singing. It's like, no, Elton's supposed to sing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the remote. I'm like, is this a commercial?
Shit.
I got to fast forward through this shit. Yeah.
I went and saw a horror movie once in the theater, and they didn't tell you that it was in Spanish. It was called The Orphanage, and the whole trailer is like,
it wasn't El Orfanato.
No, but when they start playing the movie, it says Il Orfanato, and I went, wait a minute, and then it started playing subtitles. I was like, maybe this is just the prologue. Nope, whole movie in Spanish.
No.
Children in an orphanage, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I just reading and watching a movie. Those are two things that need to be separated.
I didn't want to read.
Yeah.
Fuck. God. I was trying to be anti-intellectual
exactly.
right now. So, man, How did you end up still alive? I read.
I've died twice.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. You did die twice.
I've died
Should we
twice.
just start there with
Sure.
the times? Do you open with dying twice normally?
No.
When you're doing like motivational speaking, are you like, so get this?
Get this, died twice. No, I actually, I'm going to try that next time, though.
Do you have memories of dying?
Yeah.
Either of the two
Yeah,
times?
yeah. I actually have one that's kind of crazy.
Wait, so go back up
good
to about
explanations.
30 seconds before the dying.
Okay. So right before I died, right? No.
You
so
were in a race, presumably.
Yeah, so I was in a race. The first time was in 2000. So I was in Wells, Nevada. I was at a national race there. The year before, I had taken, I think it was either second or third.
Cars or motorcycles?
Motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah, so full dirt bike stuff. And I knew I could win the thing. Like, I just knew it. So we had 400, I think there were like 450 entries on this race. I mean, there's a lot of guys all lined up. And they drop the banner, we all take off, and I was running about 6th. So perfect spot for me. I can get in behind the guys. I'm not worried about the dust, and I knew I was faster than some of the guys. So
is it an open course sort of thing, or is this a stadium circuit kind of thing?
No, so this is open course,
Okay.
full-blown desert stuff.
All right.
So I'm 6th gear, over 100 miles an hour at the start. I mean, it's a freeway. So everybody's bombing to this 20-foot corner. And, over 100 miles an hour, and I get clipped on the back, man, right as I let off the throttle, and I swap, and it launches me off that bike, dude, and, like, I was a rocket ship.
There was a
musical
you have time
involved.
To think about, I am flying through the air
dude,
now. And
during the air, I'm like, you're fucked, dude. Like, it was literally like I had that amount of time. So I land, and I roll, and I come to this stop. I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, are you dead? Nope, not dead. Are you paralyzed? Nope, you can feel your feet. And then I'm kind of looking around. Dust is settling. I'm starting to move a little bit. I look off to my left. I'm like, good. Look off to the right. And the only weird thing that I saw was the palm of my left hand. However, my arm was behind
like
me.
where this
Yeah,
is going.
I saw you guys. I saw both of you guys. You're like,
well, because you have to do the math now.
Yeah,
Where is this palm of your
yes.
hand?
I was like, he said
Okay.
he looked right.
Yes.
Okay.
Look right, but left. So yeah, it basically. So think of it this way: hyperextended, but all of the way, right? So it folded. It completely severed my tricep, and I'm laying on it, right? So I jump up. I'm like, I'm still racing, bro. So I run over
you
to my
have so
bike.
much adrenaline.
Oh, dude, so much. It was insane,
Wow.
right? So I'm bombing towards the bike. I can see it's like 200 feet away. So I run over to the bike. I grab the bike, pick it up. When I pick it up, the rest of the tricep breaks. Like I can feel it go ding, 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 right?
You're like Deadpool.
Dude, it was, yeah, right? And so I'm like, oh my God. So I was pissed.
Crazy.
Dude, I was pissed. So I'm looking around, right? And I see the dude.
Does this not even hurt at this point?
No, not yet. No, not yet.
God.
So I'm looking around and I see the dude that hit me. He swapped out, and I think that he was making sure that I was okay, is why he stopped. The thing that he didn't realize is I'm a very competitive guy. And so I see him. He gives me the thumbs up. I run across the track and I tackle him off his fucking dirt bike, dude.
Just pissed because he hit you?
And start just pounding him through his helmet, dude.
God.
I'm like, you fucker.
What was the other hand doing while you're
Well,
hitting?
Okay.
yeah, with
Well,
which
so-
arm?
okay,
Which-
so then I get tackled, right? I get tackled off. And
by a third party.
by one of the people that
By his
that-
other hand.
Yeah, by my other hand, exactly. By that third hand that was
then I
growing
got
out somewhere.
punched in the face by a ghost.
So
Jesus Christ.
one of the guys pulls me off. He's like, "Man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm beating the shit out of this guy. You see that?" He's like, "Dude, we totally saw it. It's completely justified. However, when you were running across, your arm was like a noodle, dude. It was like flipping around. You're hurt, man."
Your arm is off?
So I'm like, I can't feel anything. So literally within 15 minutes, I was black and blue from my fingertips to my armpit. And I went back to the pits. I was by myself. It was me and my dog. So we were good. I was 9 hours away from my house. So I finished watching the race. I slept in my truck. Wait.
Fuck out of here.
And this was on a Saturday. I drive home on Sunday. I get home.
Does your arm even work?
No. Oh, hell no.
Why didn't you or someone take you to the hospital?
Listen,
It's called common sense, and I don't have much of it here.
Decisions made here. None of them involving the race.
Okay,
itself.
listen. This is story number fucking one.
The
right?
race marshal's like, my jurisdiction ends at the track. Okay.
Yeah, right. So what? It was so basically what I did is when it hyperextended, I exploded my elbow. It completely disintegrated, and then my tricep. So now my triceps all balled up in my up in my delt. So
this is so.
The doctors,
I'm like cringing just listening. This is so gross.
Oh no, it gets better.
Beef
man.
jerky? Anybody?
It does. What? Mud flaps. Anyway, so I was still racing. So there were 2 races left in the championship. I was second in the points. I only needed to podium one time out of the 2 races.
Wait, you skipped over a key part here.
No.
You got home.
Okay.
You're now home.
Yeah.
And your arm is completely fucked, but you're home.
Yeah, I'm home. So
and you still don't go to a doctor?
I didn't go until that next Tuesday, right? And it's mostly because it was inconvenient. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was inconvenient. So I go into the doctor and he's like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" And they pull off like all the x-rays and stuff, and they're like, "Man, we've never seen this before." So they explained to me what they needed to do. They needed to take a heel bone from a cadaver with the Achilles tendon already attached to that heel bone. Okay, visualizing this. Okay, then they took the heel bone, put it on the end of my arm, put this long rod here, and then grafted the tricep, or grafted the Achilles tendon to my tricep.
Wow.
That's amazing.
God.
I literally have 3 Achilles tendons.
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
So, but what's crazy about it is
Does it creep you out to get cadaver parts?
Nah.
Might kind of creep me out a little bit. I have to be honest.
dude, I can shoot basketball with this left hand like
That's
no
amazing.
other dude.
Oh wait,
Like,
are you like Henry Rowengartner? From
Maybe.
That, you know, see that movie? That movie, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
breaks
yeah.
his arm and he can throw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
How do you remember? Never mind.
yeah. How do you remember? No,
I remember the
don't.
movie. I don't remember the guy's name in the movie.
Well, I knew what he was talking about, but I
I go
That's
deep
bananas.
with the references sometimes.
Gotcha.
Wait, so where does this relate to dying?
So I had the surgery, but and that's kind of where I was going. So the crash happened. The doctor says you're an idiot. So he's like, we need to get you into like immediate surgery. And I told him no. I'm like, bro, like, I have 2 more races to do. And he's like, you can't even use your arm, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I said, like, this is what I need you to do. I need you to build me a brace. Okay, this is in 2000, bro. This is 20 years ago. Think about it. This is 20 years ago. The surgery had never been done in the United States before, ever.
What country did you have to go to find someone who had done it?
Germany, probably.
No, I found a guy here that would do it, but he literally did it via online 20 years ago. Yeah.
What do you mean, like operating lasers or operating robots from somewhere else?
The guy, one of the surgeons who had done the surgery before, was online with him, guiding him through the process.
Oh, guiding
like
the other
on
surgeon.
Skype?
Dude, this is 2000 though. So I don't even think they had that. I think it was on MySpace.
On AOL Instant Messenger?
It was this camera. It was this Logitech camera.
Yeah, it was that Logitech. Bam.
Oh my God.
So-
all right, so you're doing the surgery over Skype.
How many times did you hear? No, your other left. No, the surgeon, other left.
Other left, other left, other left, other left.
No, stage right. There you go.
Age left.
No, I'm not a NASCAR driver.
Oh my
left,
God.
left. So anyway, I told the doctor, it's like, this championship's important to me. I'm a racer. You guys get it. Like, we're racers. That's what happens. And so it took me a couple weeks to talk him into it because I just wouldn't have the surgery done. So they made this brace for me, this hydraulic brace that clamped here and clamped around my bicep high.
Like kept your arm in sort of a fixed position?
With this hydraulic ram that went on both sides, and I was able to lift with my right hand and put it up on top, and then I could still I had function with my hands.
Enough to hold on to a motorcycle while racing off-road?
It was good enough to hold on for about 115 miles out of 125-mile race.
Okay. So what happened in mile 116?
116, I weeded it, man. Like, I yard sailed hard. I couldn't hold on anymore.
Yeah.
So basically what had happened is because I couldn't hold on, the blisters that we'd always form right here, they blistered, broke, and then started bleeding.
Oh, Jesus
so
Christ.
now I'm like a bloody mess on my hands.
Hour, man.
Story number 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ultimately I raced, I crashed, I picked the bike back up, brace is all broke and everything. I finished the race, I got 4th, ended up 2nd in the championship, which is I was a little pissed about, but it's okay though, man. I finished the race, and literally 2 days after that last race, I went and got cut. So
I don't know if this is a good moral of this story, man. I gotta be honest with you.
I mean, I'm impressed.
I mean,
You're tough as fuck.
shit.
I guess I'm impressed, but I'm not really sure I'm impressed. I'm not sure that's bravery or stupidity.
Oh, it's stupidity,
It's
bro.
definitely- I think that's stupidity.
Dude, there's no common sense behind that whatsoever. I mean, think about it. It's the one arm, and I'm racing for a trophy.
Well, that's actually. I mean,
Right? I'm racing for a
my
trophy.
next question was like, did you have like one of those like Rowdy Burn situations where the bike's got to finish the season, otherwise nobody gets paid? Or
No.
it was literally for you.
Yeah.
You went back and did those 2 races on a completely fucked arm and some crazy bit of hardware because you mentally needed to do them.
Yep, absolutely.
That's some wild shit. That's where people who really are the career racers.
Yeah.
That's like so. Do you think that next level? Forgive the use of the term, but I don't have a better word right now. Craziness as it comes to racing.
I'm as fucking crazy as they come.
Well, I know, but you also lecture about bipolar disorder, and so I don't want to use the wrong terminology. By
There's
accident.
no politically correct shit with me, bro. Not
Okay,
at all.
Fine. Nevertheless, do you think that mental instability and being the racing driver that's willing to take it that far are related directly?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, man. Like, and this is one of the things that I see. So I've raced probably 25 different series. I mean, over the years and years and years that I've done this. And so I know all of the racers and I know the personalities.
Yeah.
Knowing the personalities, it's very interesting to me because I know what I go through and I know what my mind does and what spins in mine. And I
You
know
see it in other people?
I do, like all the time. I see it all the time in other people. And so I think with me being able to talk about the disorder and being open with it, it's giving other people, racers included, the stability, the support of saying, hey, you know what? It's okay to talk about this.
Well, being an adrenaline junkie and being a drug addict are not
Completely different.
They're different, but aren't you kind of seeking that same level of high? I mean,
well, I mean that's why ultimately the opiate addiction is like it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so if you look on me and my story, right, on my opiate addiction that I had, it was actually from this crash.
yeah, it starts with an injury. I imagine, right?
I mean, injury equals addiction, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, and so I literally started on the pills, and they worked me up to this massive amount, and then they're like, "Nope, you can't take it anymore," which is what they do, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. The first couple days, man, you're going through withdrawals, and I don't know what withdrawals feels like. I just know that I feel like shit.
Yeah.
So I literally, like, I called one of my buddies, and I was filming some stuff, and he's like, dude, you want to go to Alaska? I'm like, sure. What are we doing? We're filming some stuff. Okay. So I literally went to Alaska. We flew to Alaska, and I had spent probably about a week prior to that trying to get all my drugs for the trip.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to the airport, and in one moment I took all the drugs and flushed them and still got on the airplane. And I went to Alaska, filmed for 2 weeks under severe withdrawals. And when
But after that, was it kind of all right?
I was sober, dude.
Yeah.
I was sober ever since.
That's sort of a lucky circumstance.
Very
there.
lucky.
Yeah,
Very lucky. So
So you throw them away just out of fear of getting arrested carrying all that?
No.
Why? You just like, now's the time?
Well, they were making the calls, last call, for Alaska flight, whatever, right? And I was like, all right, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. And so I cruised into the bathroom, and it was that moment, like when you stare at yourself in your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I have been there.
It's
like time to be a fucking grown up.
Time to grow up, bro.
Yeah.
Like you've got to pull your head out of your ass. And so that's what I did. And it's not the smartest thing. Like I could have died from that. I was taking a lot. So
Oxys?
yeah.
Oxys are fucking so gnarly.
Oh my God,
I got some after I had a back surgery, and I know you've had like 10,000 surgeries.
I've had a few.
Yeah, you ever had a spine surgery?
I have 2.
Yeah, spine surgeries are fucking bad because it radiates through your whole body, and they give you plenty of drugs for that.
Yes, they do.
I think I think I'm very lucky that after my back surgery that I live in a state that has legal weed and has such ready access to weed.
Yep.
Because within, I don't know, Zach was living with me at the time. I think I got off the Vicodins and shit like within a week of having my surgery, really.
Well, you were just over it by that point because you've been taking them to manage pain.
Oh, I had to delay my back surgery to film a season of a TV show.
Oh, okay.
They were like, you can have this surgery, but you can't drive for a month. And they're like, well, you have a TV gig, and you need to do nothing but drive for 3 months. So I did the show and delayed the surgery till after the show, but I was murdering Vicodins. And I couldn't wait. I felt like so terrible taking them.
No, of course. Well, the thing is you feel amazing for the first little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, after that,
I feel like garbage.
It's like drinking, right?
Yeah.
It's like I drank way too much, and then the next day you're like, ugh.
Yeah. I feel pretty good when I'm like 4 drinks in.
Yeah.
But I feel I get so hungover now. For those of you out there that are under 35, man, wait till you hit like 35. Hangovers are fucked up when you're an adult.
Yeah. When you're an adult.
Properly debilitating. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Wait, let's talk racing again.
Perfect.
So when you're I've always wondered this about these very long course kind of off-road races like mid 400 and stuff like that, where you have a very big course that covers a lot of ground, or hammers, and maybe I just don't know this because I haven't watched these in person. You have a crash like you had, a bad crash where you go sailing off your bike or you roll your UTV or whatever it is. Who finds you? Like, how long can you? You know what I mean? Like, how long can you sit out there potentially? You know, dying? Is that a real concern?
Oh,
Do they have really good patrol there?
No,
it's a real concern for sure. There's more and more helicopters in the Baja 1000 now than ever, and part of it's that reason.
Yep.
It's like rescue and spotting. Right? You should go ahead.
No, you're nailing it though. I mean, like last year we had, very sad, unfortunate events. We had 2 motorcycle guys die.
Oh yeah,
and dude, on the inland, it was 130 degrees, man. Yeah. And so when you're on a dirt bike, it's brutal. But on the flip side of that, I'm in a trophy truck, right? So I've got a motor that I'm basically sitting on,
it's pretty hot
which is
there.
radiating, right? So the inside of the cab is typically about 140 degrees.
Do you get suit ventilation or seat ventilation at least?
No,
helmet,
I get
helmet blower.
I have the blower, I have the Parker pumper.
I mean, without helmet air, you would actually
we would die.
Yeah, you'd actually die.
Yeah.
But like, you got to get. I got to test in an M6 GT3 car a couple of years ago. It was lovely.
Wow.
But by far the best thing about it was that it had an air conditioned seat. It
did?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was fucking sick.
Wow.
Because you have to race with sealed windows closed.
That's right. That's right.
So it gets crazy hot in there. You're cooked, but
that's like GRC,
but they vent
right?
the helmet and but this is an endurance race car. You're in the car for fucking hours. It's not a GRC race is 8 minutes long.
Oh my God.
Have you raced rallycross?
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't. I actually haven't been able to compete in it. I've raced it, but nothing.
It's the most
note.
fun thing ever, isn't it?
Well, so there's a place in Washington that I go to that
Dirtfish?
Dirtfish, yeah.
Oh, we know. I've been to Dirtfish. We both been. Dirtfish rules.
Yeah,
we plug them all the time.
Nate Weston, all those guys down there. Like Nate Tennis, he's like, these guys are like my boys now, and so I've been down there quite a few times.
Do you prefer bikes, rally cars, trophy trucks? What's your if you not that you do have to, but if you had to stick with one?
Man, there's honestly. That is a hard one. So definitely not dirt bikes. I stopped the dirt bike thing years and years and years ago. It would be between the trophy truck the trophy truck.
Trophy truck?
I'm just going to say.
You say trophy truck over rally car?
Well, so I did a lot of the Lucas Oil short course stuff as well, right? And dude,
those things
that's just
so
awesome.
Fun.
So, I did the the Pro Light for 3 years. We had a Pro 2 that we raced as well. And
you're a team owner as well, right? Yeah. So now how many trucks are you guys running?
1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 cars now.
Do they all tour around together?
Yeah.
So they all race on the same weekends at the same places, pretty much?
Yes and no. So we have our Class 1 car, we have the trophy truck, and then we have that one, and then we have a junior kart. So my 13-year-old, my little guy, he races as well.
Nice.
So we have those, and then we do some asphalt stuff like shifter karts,
and then
Dylan A100s. I know it doesn't make any sense to a lot of people, but they're fast go-karts.
Oh, cool.
They'll do 80 miles an hour.
But they're go-karts.
Yeah.
They don't not like the Legends cars, right?
Yeah.
Those Legends cars are dope.
They're awesome. They are.
Remember that kid who drove that thing that we filmed, Zach? It was like
Dylan Murray.
Right? Yeah, he was like fucking 12 and was mobbing this Legends
cool.
car. He was awesome.
Oh, and they're very actually inexpensive to run. I mean, they're not that bad.
I think they're bike motors, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they like Gixxer 750 motors or something like that?
Yeah.
The funnest thing that I don't know about Zach, but the funnest thing I have ever driven in my life is called a crosskart. You know those guys?
Fuck, dude.
The Fast and Speed guys?
I literally was just about ready to say, because you didn't mention it.
Yeah.
I was about ready to say, have you ever heard of these cross karts?
Yeah, cross karts are the jam. My boy Kevin Madsen, who's my driving instructor, works with them. Oh. And that thing is rowdy and it's so fun. I would love to own one of them.
It is probably, so I went out when Tony was running everything out there, went out in my area, and it was kind of a big car getaway for a bunch of dudes, right? So we had some drifters out there, we had the GTR out there, we had, I brought the trophy truck, and then they brought this cross kart out. So I'm giving everybody rides in the trophy truck, and they're like, fuck, dude, this is awesome. I'm like, I want to drive that thing, though.
Yeah.
And so Tony's like, all right, man, like, jump in, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need you to do. I need you to get in it first, and I need you to hit the track, but don't be a pussy. I need you to drive it hard because I need to hear shift points. So everybody else there, they're like, what? What does he mean by shift points? And it was funny to me because I thought I was dealing like with a bunch of racers, and then when you start talking about shift points and camber and caster and toe and all that, and they're like, "What?
We don't know." With like toy cow, guys are just playing.
I was there with weekenders, but it's just awesome. I mean, it was like it's amazing. So
could you watch him drive around the track and go, okay, second gear up to third there, fourth, okay, now down to second for that corner.
So I watched him do the whole thing, but I'm up there with my stopwatch, right? I mean, we're racers, man. We're
race cars, driver going race.
So then it was that literal, all right, man, you just did a 1 minute 54.2. I need you guys to time
hang on,
me.
I didn't know I was being timed.
Oh my God.
He said that.
Let me go again. Fuck, dude, hang on.
Yeah. So I get out, and it took me 2 laps. It literally is the most controllable, dude, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
like driving a fly.
Exactly. You can put it anywhere at any time. It can be rotated, a little bit of throttle.
Because you can place it anywhere and at any angle that you want to hit it. It's like it's the best drift car like I've ever driven. It was so fun.
Ever.
Yeah. You put like 700 treadwear tires in the back of it, and you're all day.
Yep. Exactly.
It's so fun. Yeah.
You've got to drive so many things. Because I think I've never driven a trophy truck. I've driven like a buggy before, but in my head the math of like off-road, loose surface plus V8 just seems great.
Yes.
But I'm sure this reacts 10 times faster because it's so light and small and low. Is that like you said in one of your bios, like racing short courses like a shotgun fight in a closet, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Was it?
I like that. That's very good.
Yeah, it's shotgun fight in a closet.
Yeah.
What is the things you don't like about that racing? Is it just it's slow, or the trucks are heavy compared to these things, or
in short course?
Yeah, in short course.
Dude, I tell you, the main reason, and honestly, I'm not dissing on anybody, but the biggest problem that I had was they were allowing 14-year-olds on the track. Man, they're not old enough yet.
That's a growing trend in motorsport in general.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Kind of weird.
I've seen this a lot now.
It's happening.
Weird.
Like it really is happening everywhere, and
we see it in road racing too.
Yes.
And there's a
FD,
Formula Drift,
everything,
drift in general.
That kid,
NASCAR.
That kid Steven, who is a sweet guy and has a ton of talent, is like I think he's 16, and he won a Lamborghini Super Trofeo race.
Oh shit!
Wow,
you remember him from Shift Sector? The kid that I was taking bets with at Shift Sector when he was this. So I met this kid when he was like 10. He was like this tall. And I was literally betting with him for who was going to win at runway racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And his father was like, "Can you not gamble with my 10-year-old?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my bad." Well, as it turns out, like this kid has like a lot of talent and is now an IMSA racing driver at 16. He doesn't even have a license yet, driver's license.
So,
but there are reasons to not allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Such as?
Well, it just for me, when you're 14 years old, you don't have that. I don't feel like they quite have that mental capacity yet to be a safe racer.
Sense of consequence?
There you go.
Well, you don't. Your prefrontal cortex doesn't develop till you're like 19.
Yeah,
it's like you straight up don't have the part of the brain that's like
exactly.
Be careful around the wall.
Are you the correct person to judge a person's sense of consequence? I seem to recall 15 minutes ago when you told me that
Has it been 15 minutes already? Dang.
I know your point. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, the
even
problem
if you're not
is,
the ideal spokesman.
Yeah,
for
they
that
were
cause.
just they just crash into you. That was my bitch.
Oh, really?
That was the thing that would always piss me off, because I would be running, I'd have a great race, and I'd apex great, right? I'd come out of the corner just perfect, and then I'd have this squirrel come out of nowhere and blast me and blow the truck up, and I don't get to finish the race.
Do you call that forcing you as in an off-road racing as well? I feel like a 14-year-old would dive bomb a corner and use your truck to brake.
It happens constantly.
That's like the straight Forza 7 move.
Yep.
Like,
wait a minute.
Damage off.
Yes. And so then ultimately what happens is their dad pays for the money. Or pays for the truck, and then I have to pay for my truck. And off-road dirt's expensive. I mean, people don't understand that off-road sport is just stupid expensive.
Well, would you mind if someone goes, man, that short course shit looks dope. I'd love to run a competitive, but maybe not, maybe I'm not podium in every race, but I want to go race. I have some talent. I have some money. I'd like to be competitive. What does it cost to run a season of Lucas Oil?
So if you were going to run an entire series, so the truck, let's say you're going to jump into a pro light, right?
Yeah.
So
let's assume no major crashes.
Yeah, no major crashes. The truck's going to cost you $100, and then the whole series is going to cost you $100 for a year. So. And that's...
Is the truck itself good for multiple years if you don't trash it too bad?
Well, yeah.
The chassis?
Yeah, the chassis is.
Yeah.
We go through motors. It's every...
Do you guys do tear down setup before each race?
Every race.
Do you guys have like sealed engines? Like is it a spec? It's a spec engine.
Yep.
What's the motor?
So we run the LS3, but it's the fuel injected.
This is a fucking crate LS3.
It's the crate LS3.
Oh, how great is that?
I know. They just changed the rule though, and so I got to run the last year. With the LS3 in it. Before that, we were running like a Dugan Dodge motor that was stupid fast, as well. But when we went to the fuel injection, because what was happening...
But an old school motor, carved motor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what would happen is it was carbureted. So when I would tip over, I was famous for tipping over. What happens, right? Gravity takes over, fuel drains out,
it's not
right?
Good.
And it lights up.
Well,
so I've been on fire a few times as well. So I've burnt my lungs and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, that's terrible. That inhaling of
having the burnt lungs. I think probably what was more miserable is the burning fiberglass.
Ugh.
Like when you take a big breath of burnt fiberglass,
that's like for life.
Oh, dude, it's lethal, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like a constant itch all the time.
Well, if you like rub against bare fiberglass with your arm,
it
like itch hurts for a day.
Yeah.
So, jeez.
Yeah. So when you inhale it when it's on fire, it's.
Have you ever had an incident of any kind where you said? Obviously you decided to stop racing motorcycles, so you did have something there where you said, okay, we're done with this.
Broke both my legs.
Yeah.
I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Have you ever had anything like that with cars? Or do you just really feel like if you've got a roll cage there that you'll probably be okay?
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I think is I'll probably be okay. So 2 years ago, I was doing the Vegas to Reno race, and we were leading by forever. Like I think we had like a 12-minute lead, and so I was kind of backing it down a little bit, and I was cruising down this gravel road. When I went off track, so I basically, a little cloud of dust popped up and I missed my apex. and I was flat out. So we were flying down this thing. Missed my apex and slid off the track, and our GPS, I went off the track at like 106 miles an hour, rolled the truck 13 times.
Whoa.
Literally from where we went off track to where the truck finally stopped was like 700 feet.
Oh, man, that's really far.
Dude, it was crazy. But not only was it the crash there, but think like you've been on the dirt roads where they've got the ravine on the left side and the mountain on the right. Okay, we were crashing through the ravine. So rocks, we had our impact, like when we blow a tire, we had our impact zing, like fly out of the pouch and go like went across, hit my co-driver in the head, tires flying off. Dude, it was crazy.
That's nuts.
And we sat out there for about 45 minutes
before anybody saw you.
Before anybody saw
so that goes back to
that goes back to
before.
the question.
Yes,
Yep.
you're fucking fucked if someone's hurt.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you're hurt. So what they've done now,
So they have like a beacon,
yes.
like emergency, come get me button.
Yeah. So Best in the Desert this year, 2019, which I have to give those guys huge kudos, man. They put in the safety equipment in it. So now we've got this race tracker that if you weed it, if you wad it up, you push this button and like you'll have help.
The cavalry
will
come.
come.
Yeah. That's
good.
important. You
It's
for
huge.
this open racing type stuff. You got to have that.
Oh yeah, I mean there's been a lot of crashes, man. I mean there's been people hurt, and it's awesome to see that the sport and the people that are in charge of the sport are taking control of the sport, saying that like safety is very, very important.
What's the appeal of open desert racing versus like stadium racing? Like, is it like
I love them both.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's like rally versus rallycross, right? It's
Well, I
just
know.
like,
Yeah.
good.
what kind of rush do you get in one versus the other?
So short course, of course, is the fans, right?
crowd.
Yeah,
It's the crowd,
The
right.
crowd's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like it's to
It's
be
that
able,
Friday night, middle of nowhere.
Yes.
I've had a 30 rack before I got here kind of crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's great, and we fit in. We're the type of team that we don't like to see the fans walk by us, so we'll invite them into the pits. Check out the car, take pictures, like do whatever. And so we like to try to give back as much as we can to the fan base. Being that the short course is what it is, I mean, let's be honest, man, we're jumping trucks 200 feet.
It's pretty cool.
What's funner than that, right? Is funner even a word? I mean,
On this show, it definitely is.
perfect. Perfect.
The grammar police don't fucking work here.
So
No, I was up close for that at Long Beach. I saw the
nice.
stadium super trucks,
Yep.
and seeing those guys sail as high and far as they do to flat land it
Yep.
on concrete. You're just like, whoa!
It's so good. It's
This
some of the
is-
best racing
why-
out right now.
Yeah,
though.
like why
it
why does every race series not involve major jumps? I mean,
No,
it's really,
exactly.
It's really the first time you hucked a fucking truck like that, and someone was
God,
like,
I
no,
remember
really, the landing will be okay, and you're like, I don't know, man. What did that feel like?
Yeah, so it was. I remember, so it was in Lake Elsinore, right? And they have this. They call it the ski jump. Thing is massive on the Pack side, and it was one of my big first races I've ever done. And so I would hit the ski jump. I'd power up to it, and then right at the base, I would brake to weight load, transfer weight, then back on the throttle, and just up and little squirt off the top and be fine, right?
That's to intentionally keep it low.
Yes.
Right? You actually were trying to kind of absorb some of that energy as you went up
Yes.
the ramps to avoid a big launch.
Yes.
Was that for strategic reasons or because you were being a pussy?
I was being a pussy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
As long as that's clear.
yeah, hands down. I was being the vajayjay. And so I remember the second lap through, someone passed me. I'm like, all right, fuck, I'm just going to keep up with him. So he went around that corner. I stayed right on his bumper. I'm like, holy shit, he's not lifting. All right, here we go. And fucking centered.
Yeah.
And it literally, that moment right there changed my life. It was.
You can picture it
it
in
was
the movie of your life.
amazing.
It slows down.
Oh, yeah.
It zooms in on your fucking face through the helmet, and you're like this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, da-na-na-na-na-na.
Chariots of Fire. Love it. Oh
yeah,
my god.
I can picture that scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Where-
It's I was running on the side of it.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing though. Like it really is. But then you switch gears and do the long distance stuff. And when you're able to do 130, 140 miles an hour across 4-foot bumps, I mean,
That's
4-foot
so awesome.
bumps,
Yeah,
man,
Yep.
and you're just and you're
Just kind of skipping across
you're
the top
just
of it.
wooded through the whole thing. And so your left foot's just hovering above the brake, right? The entire race.
Yeah.
So, the 9 hours that we're in the car,
Your left leg is super cramped.
You're just cramped and you're just hovering right there. But it's the accomplishment, I think. So the Baja, like last year was 1,183 miles. Took them like 16 hours to do that race. It was insane. So this year, I mean, last year was the 50th, and so this year I think we're like 700 miles, so it's not as bad. But Vegas to Reno's, 700 miles, 700 miles.
There's something special about not being able to see where you started the race.
Yeah.
Covering a vast distance.
Yes.
And any type of challenge, when you actually cover not just many laps, and you actually cover, I think that's part of like guys who do fucking cannonballing or the iron butt, stuff. Like all of that shit is about, wow, I just rode a bicycle 1,000 miles or whatever. That, I think, was it really 4 hours ago? I was in like another state. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I think that's a cool.
I mean, literally 8 hours ago, I was home.
Yeah.
In Utah.
Yeah.
I was in another state.
You don't seem like. Were you born in Utah? You don't seem like a Utahan.
I'm not.
Utahan.
I am Utah-ian.
Yeah.
I was born in Utah. I don't claim it, but I'm planted there. I have 4 kids, so I'll never leave.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's a beautiful state.
No, it's not.
I think.
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
hold on.
like Park City, all the
pretty
mountains.
rocks.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm all into that.
Yeah, Park City's great. It's like saying California's great, right? Yeah, it's
True.
San
I
Diego's.
guess I have the Pariah Wilderness tattooed on my
Yes,
arm
you
right
do.
here. I did some desert landscape photography.
Oh, perfect.
I literally was just there doing in the parks, like Lower Antelope Canyon. I stayed
Really?
at Almangiri like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
It was fire. Yeah. That place rules.
It's rad.
No, Utah has some charms. It really does.
Yeah,
but
if
you
you-
don't seem like a Utahan.
No, I'm not. I mean, Utah's great if you get rid of the people.
I spent like a month there once, and I came back and I was like, pretty rocks, weird fucking people.
Yeah, I can't buy beer on Sunday. What?
I don't get this anymore.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a bordering state that sells weed,
Mesquite,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
Just go to Mesquite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have Wendover from us, so it's
right.
like 45 minutes.
Is that where Provo is? 45 from Wendover. I was just in
Nah,
Wendover
Salt
from
Lake.
Bonneville.
Oh,
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about, to go back actually, when you're in the paddock and you're spotting signs of mental illness in other racers.
Okay.
Do you then get concerned about being on the track with them, or does it manifest itself in other ways besides, how do I sneakily get this person to see a shrink, like, or whatever?
Yeah. So there are, in that group of people, I have really good friends, of course, right? I race against these guys, and so, but there's also people in that group that I hate because it's racing and it's competitive, and like that guy took me out on that race, and it's what it is. But when I'm able to sit down and actually talk to the racers and talk to my friends, the guys that are struggling, they do come up to me, and it's kind of a crazy thing because the reason that they're coming up to me is because I'm actually talking about it now. Because I have the voice, now they're looking at it of like, all right, well, if JP's doing it, then maybe I'll talk to him.
Racing is such a macho thing.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking ego thing, man.
And it's an individual sport.
Yep.
I mean, it is a, quote, team sport in terms of you got guys working in your car, but they're not in the car with you, so it's sort of like weight of the world on your shoulders kind of thing, combined with ego.
Yes.
Ironically, you are someone who, after your motorcycle crash, like a dad whose son is like, my ribs really hurt after this race. He could go, really? Because Justin's arm was moved to the other side of his body, and he raced the next 2 races.
Yeah.
So how about you just put on your shoes? And now,
Exactly.
and I totally understand though that now you are opening the door where someone can feel okay talking about them having a problem, even though they're in this very like macho tough sport. It's like these things don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the people, they don't need to be public like I am.
Yeah.
Being public about mental health isn't for everybody. It's fucking hard, and it's very hard. because every story that I tell, I literally relive that story every single time, right? And so I have some crazy stories on the mental health side. And so when I tell them, I relive it. And then it usually takes me a day to recover.
Yeah.
Like I literally have to recover my brain because of just the emotion, the emotional part behind it.
Yeah, because whatever regrets you have of like whatever that embarrassing, horrible thing was, now you're like, oh my God, I really did fucking fuck that guy over or whatever it was. Like, I've definitely had that before.
Yep.
I don't have, I have a lot of self-loathing. Like my default is actually self-loathing.
I get it,
which
though.
is super shitty because like I'm super privileged and I have like the fucking list of things that are going right. You know what I mean? Is pretty goddamn lengthy.
Yep.
And yet it's almost it is irrational.
Yes.
Really
irrational. You nailed it. That is the word. It's irrational thinking.
Yeah. But but it's like it's the reason the internet gets to you. It's the reason, you know what I mean, that some shit you said to some chick in 2004, you know what I mean, still bothers you and Jesus, wow, I fucking look like shit in that shirt. I'm a piece of shit. You know what I mean? However it manifests itself, it's like if you don't have actually someone to like talk about it with, that where you don't really feel like your, I don't know, masculinity or whatever. Like I feel like
it will eat you alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it literally will eat you alive.
And like in racetracks, especially like, not to shit on Middle America, but especially Middle America racetracks, like you can fucking smell like the toxic masculinity of the places, right? You can smell the like, you shut the fuck up, and you know what I mean? And
I've done it for 30 years, man. Like I've lived it, and actually, like I've been that guy.
Yeah,
I've been the asshole on the track. I've been that guy that has completely lost his shit, and there's plenty of people that will attest to that. However, a few years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago, I kind of took that personality trait that was not a positive personality trait and flipped it, and decided.
How do you do that?
Well, so what I decided, right? This is just. I know this is completely probably random, but I've decided to be more of a giver than I am a taker. So it was that moment where I decided to add more value into society than I receive in payment. Once I decided to do that, everything changed, man.
So are you just always doing that math problem and like balancing that scale?
All the time.
Like, have I put more in today than I've taken out?
Yep, I do that.
It's a pretty good way to live.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. It is. But it's one of those things that I had to learn. It's a coping skill, right? And it's a coping skill that it took me 40 something years to figure out. And then once I did, things have been good.
Do you find that interacting with the public and using the internet and things like that is like good for your brain or bad for your brain?
For me personally, it's the best thing ever. Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, so
for you, it's like kind of like getting out of your own head a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I never ever thought that. So the helmet for me, when I put on the helmet, it's my medication. That is my drug. That's my pill, right?
Because you're forced to turn everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My focus has to be
I like that about motorcycles a lot.
Oh yeah, like you put on the hard hat and everything else.
People keep telling me to get one of those Senna things for my helmet.
Oh yeah,
the Bluetooth and music. Oh, it's great. You listen to podcasts. He goes, dude, my favorite thing about my fucking it's a scooter. It's not even a real motorcycle.
Okay.
I ride a Yamaha Zuma scooter.
Oh, you have a Zuma? Yeah, nice.
It's the shit.
Yep.
I will fucking die on that hill. It rules. But the best thing about it by far is the off.
Yes.
I'm here right now and I'm doing this, and even if I can feel my phone vibrate in the pocket,
who cares, right?
Can't do anything about it. That guy's got to wait.
Yep.
And like I don't want that world coming into my head, literally into my fucking head when I'm on a motorcycle. And I imagine that when you're racing, it's got to be the same.
Oh, it's like
the fucking tunnel vision, right?
Yeah, it's spot on. I mean, you explained it probably just exactly how I would.
Are you misty? Are you red misty though, or can you be a professional at the same time?
This fucking disorder. I swear on my life. You know what? That is so truth right there. Like, because the second that you said it, I don't know if you saw the grin on my face, man. And it sucks because for the most part, I'm chill, man. Like, I'm good. But fuck me, man. Like, when that blood red hits.
Well, someone literally stands there and goes, "Gentlemen, start your engines." They're not talking about the fucking trucks,
Exactly.
are they?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the blood red is there, and so yeah, I get pretty aggressive. I
think your adrenal gland might be working at a special type of level as well.
No, actually, it doesn't work anymore. Believe it or not, I actually
How does that work?
Oh, I
Or
wore it
not
out.
work?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, wore it out. Seriously, I have to.
No way.
I take medication because I've wore out my adrenal glands.
No way.
So
That's like a thing you can do?
I didn't know, but yeah, it is.
How many people, I would love to see a documentary featuring exclusively people who have worn out their adrenal glands.
Oh my God, that would be
and
awesome.
telling us their 3 craziest stories. Like, who the fuck wouldn't want to watch that?
Man.
But 3 people who've got no adrenaline left. They've used a lifetime of adrenaline already.
They would just be lighting their hand on fire while telling the story,
Yeah.
bored out of their mind.
This is lame.
Like
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Steve-O. No fucking
Oh my
way
God.
that dude's
Well,
got adrenaline left. in
Pastrana,
him.
I mean, how,
Yeah,
like any of those
Travis.
guys
Well, Travis
that
doesn't.
operate in
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah. Travis has the same thing. So
He's like, I don't know about him.
well, we don't assess risk, and when I say we, I'm not saying that I compare with Travis. Travis is a stud, right? He's the man.
Well, but you guys are. I mean, he's got a skill set. You've got a skill set. But
Exactly.
There's similarities there.
So
yeah, he don't
it's-
have the fear either.
Exactly, and I really think, and I think maybe this is probably why I have this mentality. Is I always told myself, like, this was back when I was, I think, 19. I told myself that the second that I was afraid of either crashing because of money or crashing because of getting hurt, I quit. Seriously, I'll stop. Because if you drive scared, you're going to get hurt, man.
No, I just had a fucking.
Yeah,
as soon as you said that, you know what just came into my head?
we go.
Dude? It came into my head was fucking Cold Trickle
Cold
going.
Trick.
I'm more scared of being nothing than I am of being hurt. I'm sorry for laughing
Oh my
at
God.
that, but like, as soon as you said that, I just got a Tom Cruise fucking right.
God, Top Gun, here we go.
Did you see the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
How excited are you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the only person that's not excited is Goose.
Anthony Edwards is going, fuck!
Dude, what the hell?
The fucking royalties, bro. I got to balance out my excitement of the Top Gun trailer. Did you see the trailer for Cats?
Oh, I didn't.
Bro.
Okay.
So here's what they've done. Cats, they've turned into a live action film
Okay.
with humans dressed as cats.
Okay.
That's the movie. It's humans doing the play in a movie dressed as cats. Look,
Okay.
There's nothing I want to see less.
Like, you gotta
There
understand,
really
I
isn't.
could have even been sold on this if they Lion Kinged it. Like, if
Oh,
they
Lion
actually
King would've
made
been good.
No, I want to see Lion King, but like if they made it with like digital cats, like if they CGI'd actual cats and it was cats, but with cats, not with humans
Wait a
dressed
minute.
as cats.
Is this a movie or is
yes,
it theater?
it's a movie.
What?
That's a still from the movie.
Oh, jeez.
That's Taylor Swift as a cat, by the way.
Shut up.
How long do you think before someone in Russia goes, listen, sweetheart, you are playing Taylor Swift's vagina, which we are going to superimpose on Taylor Swift as a cat.
Yeah.
They're going to like deep fake Taylor Swift cat porn within days, I'm telling you. But
Hours.
I saw the first half of this movie trailer and almost threw up in my mouth.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so I cannot.
Look at Dame Judi Dench.
What in the good hell?
Dame Judi stop!
Okay,
Don't do it,
I think I
Em.
need to leave right now. Oh my God, I just threw up a little bit.
Yeah, we've hit the skids.
So, okay, so I have to add one more thing onto this, right? So as I had a show this morning that I did, and then I went back to the hotel room and was waiting for my Uber to come here, right? Super excited, so I flip on the TV. The fucking irony behind this is sickening. So, no judging, people. So I flip on the TV and click down a couple buttons, and it's the Ellen show, right?
Nothing wrong with Ellen.
All right, you know, she's awesome. She's great. Well, literally, the dude that plays in the Cats.
Oh no,
He was on the show, and they
No,
were talking
the
about
lead
it.
in Cats.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't blame Ellen. Daytime's a rough gig.
Yeah. Right.
Ellen DeGeneres. I'm a watch fan. I'm a watch nerd.
Got ya.
Ellen DeGeneres has the illest watch collection.
Yes.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars in watches.
Seriously?
I've seen pictures of her wearing at least $20 million in watches.
What?
What?
She had
like multiple on one hand.
No, not at once. But just pull up any top right.
Well,
that's the one she's wearing in her special. On the top right, that's a Paul Newman Daytona. That's like $250,000. Then there's I see 2 Paddocks. There's a Paddock. The next one is a Paddock Aquanaut. That's 50.
Yep.
Right there. So that's 2 watches, $300,000. Then go to the second from the top left.
The blue one.
That's
right
a
there.
GMT Blueberry.
Yeah,
in that
that
condition, that's probably $50,000 to $60,000. And it's on and on and on and on and on. And she wears men's watches, and she has a fucking exquisite taste.
I had no idea.
Ellen is a baller in the watch circuit.
Wow.
I literally pull up. There's an Instagram that I can't remember the name of right now.
Watchwars.com.
No, there's a bunch of like celebrity watch spotter Instagrams, but there's one that's just like, what's Ellen wearing on her fucking show today? what watch is she? And it's always something fire.
Wow.
Always. She has incredible taste. Incredible taste. Really, really great watch. Really best watch whatever.
That's the fun fact for today, man.
For Ellen.
Yes.
Yep. What else do we want to talk about? Your book, Bulletproof.
Yeah, Bulletproof. We didn't forget about that one.
Well, we didn't forget about it. We danced around it.
Yes.
Tell us about the book, because that's technically why you're here.
No, yeah. I mean, technically.
Now that you're fucking here and I know how cool you are, you have an open invite in this show.
Perfect. You know what? You've got extra room over here.
Next time you're coming back. Yeah,
perfect.
Crash on the couch.
Yeah, perfect.
So what's the book about?
So the book literally is an account of my life from pretty much the second I was born until about 37. It took me 10 years or so to write. It was never supposed to be a book, believe it or not. So
what was it supposed to be?
It was not supposed to be anything. So the story goes like this. My youngest brother, at the age of 20, overdosed on opiates, and it killed him. So at his funeral, I was sitting next to my grandmother, and she was telling me and explaining to me how important it was to write down my feelings and thoughts every day. So I went home and I'm like, you know what? Instead of doing it that way, I want to write something for my children. Because my children are young, right? I mean, then they were young. When you're a child at 7, 8, 9 years old, you have no concept of what your parents are going through, right? Like, there's no way that we could fathom that.
It took me a lot of therapy to fucking just talk to my father about what it was like to be my father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do is create something for my children that when they turned 30, where I felt like they could actually comprehend it, I would hand them these papers and say, look, read about your dad. So I wrote this thing, and it was like 300 pages, right? It took me forever to do, and I sent it off to an editor because I wanted to clean it up just a little bit.
Was it like a diary or like just advice, or was it?
I actually wrote it kind of in book format, more of just storytelling.
Yeah.
It's just stories.
Okay.
And so when I sent it off to the editor, because I needed her to clean it up just a little bit, I'm not an educated person when it comes to schooling, by no means. I do have great life experience, but when it comes to like writing, and
Writing's hard.
And I don't read very well either. So it was a hard task to do. So I sent it off to the editor, and I literally got a call back in 2 days, and she's like, "Oh my God, is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And she goes, "This needs to be a book."
Everyone take note. This is exactly how books work.
Yeah, this is how books work. You get the editor that is the person that will pump you up, and a good editor, even if you have shit for content, they'll talk you into writing a book.
Everybody's got an editor. John Steinbeck had an editor.
Really?
Everybody has a fucking editor, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
James Joyce had an editor.
Do they all have ghostwriters though?
No, but a lot do. A lot.
Most of them do.
I don't know about a lot, but like people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people where it's like, that guy wrote a book.
No
Probably
way.
not.
Yeah.
But
so
it's a good thing if you don't.
Yeah. Well, so I went through the whole thing, and then to polish it up at the very, very end, when I finally decided, okay, I got talked into doing the book thing, and so it's like, all right, I better make sure that this is very, very professional. So we got the ghostwriter. She filled in a couple of the gaps, and away we went, man. And it has been a ride for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You open chapter 2 and it's like thunder crackled as the dragon roared. Like, I think we've added too much.
Yeah, wait a minute. This is not Final Fantasy 17. What is going on?
Do you find the book to be therapeutic as well as like, you know, possibly a tangent away from, you know, just being a racer and team owner?
You're gonna laugh. I've never read my own book, man. I wrote it, right?
No, I meant the act of writing it versus I don't think you sit there and reread it.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't get in the way. It just doesn't. Like I said, when it comes to the racing part of it, the extreme focus that I have takes away all the other shit.
Mm-hmm. It's the other 6 days a week.
It's the other 6 days that are the rough ones, right? Yeah. And I guess that's ultimately the hard thing about the disorder is, even though I'm able to talk here and still be, you know, somewhat fluent in English, I still struggle with it, man. Like, I wake up every morning thinking, all right, do you want to stay in bed today or are you going to get up? So, and this is truth, man. Like, you guys, between like what my PR has done, I have literally been in bed for the last month.
Really?
Not very many people know this.
Just because
a lot of people know this now.
Well,
right?
now if you do, but just because you've been drained from it?
No, dude. Like, I was in a severe bipolar depression.
Oh man,
severe. So
do you take medication?
So yeah, I do. Most of it's my helmet, but I haven't been able to race for a little bit. So we've had some things happen, and so my racing is kind of slowed down this year. We'll pick back up here shortly. But
what about practice? Like, if you know you don't have a race this month, you're going, oh fuck, I don't have a race. I'm not going to get the fix. I'm not going to get the focus. Like, but if you go and do a practice day or session or something, is that like a little, you know?
It picks me up. It picks me up a little bit. But do you know what's really, really rad about that is shows like this and being able to do these podcasts and be able to be on TV and to be able to bring this message of mental health. Dude, it does the exact same thing.
Oh, that's good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So that physically fills the 5 days, the Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Thursday. So
you get enough like the endorphins from like feeling like you're helping. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, to be able to be on stage and to see that the people relating to my stories, right, and to be able to see or have people come up to me and give me the hug and say, dude, like, that was awesome, thank you. It means a lot.
You know what I found is really the hardest part about I've dealt with a lot of bipolar disorder, like, in my life with other people, girlfriends, family members.
They're all bipolar.
On and on. Actually, you know, genuinely, you know, medicated and otherwise. And I found that, like, there's so much denial.
Oh yeah,
you're dealing with it. Like, people, they don't want to, you know, you don't want to accept that you have it, or either there's something wrong, or and especially when they kind of go into the manic state, and if it's a long manic state, maybe it's months or so, and you
years.
think you're better, and you stop taking your medications, and then it turns into a fucking complete disaster.
Oh, it's a shit show.
And it's really like take cover situations. You know, really, really bad stuff can happen. And, and so, like, when you're speaking to people, do you have a way to, like, help them to sort of feel like it's okay to, like, admit that it's, like, a problem and that it's just, like, a thing, but you need to, like, deal with that, and that, like, by actively not dealing with it, like, you're making your own life into a shit show.
Exactly. This is how I explain it to people, right? So your heart is an organ. Your liver's an organ, lungs are an organ, kidneys are an organ. Well, guess what's also an organ? Your fucking brain, right? Your brain's an organ. The thing is your brain also controls all the rest of your organs. So if you have cancer, you're going to go to the doctor. You're going to get chemo. You're going to get treatment, right? That's just what you do. The problem is society has this stigma that's put on mental health that you don't talk about it. It's embarrassing, right? The comments that I hear there that I've heard in the past is it's all in your head, right? Well, no shit,
the irony
man.
of that statement.
Exactly.
Like,
no
this
shit.
is the exact problem, sir.
Yes, that's exactly why this is
I've
happening.
been saying. It is in my head. Fuck you.
Yes. So when they
it's like a mechanic going, well, the problem is your car's broken. That's why I'm here.
Oh my God, that was funny. That was funny right there. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, I mean, we all struggle. We all have whatever issue that we have. Mine just happens to be bipolar disorder. You know, I mean, we walk down the street and we see so many people, we interact with so many people, yet we don't take time enough to actually ask people if they're doing okay. Whether it be our close family, our friends, or even the people that you meet at the damn grocery store, for hell's sakes. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation
Someone
with the
came
person.
up to me at the grocery store and was like, "Hey man, are you okay?" I think that might be weird. I don't know.
God, maybe that's why I have the judge saying that I can't do that. God, you know what?
Why I can't go by schools anymore?
Man, restraining orders.
Hey kids, you okay?
You know what? I understand now why I came on this show. Thank you. I completely get it. It's okay unless the judge says it's not. So. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know where to go from there.
But I mean, if you're in a grocery store and you see someone who looks like they're just about to like lose their mind, I don't know. Sometimes you can just pick up and you could ask that person if they're all right. Like,
yeah,
well, like a really fucked day.
It's crazy. So it's like the comment that I said. It's important. I mean, at least for me, it's important that I give more in value to society than I receive in payment. So that being said, that's what I try to do with my life. So literally every time that I drive down the road and I see someone with a sign up, I need food, man, I'll take them to the grocery store. I won't necessarily give them the money, but I'll put them in my car. I'll drive them to the grocery store and I'll buy them food. I do that all the time.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, dude. Christmas time is the best. I will go to the utility offices around my area. I'll pick 5 different cities and I'll go in and I'll ask the city person to pick the top 10 people who have the largest balances.
Fuck out of here.
And I'll pay them off. Dude,
Seriously?
it's Christmas time, bro.
You just pay random people's bills?
Yes.
That's so awesome.
But listen though, I have been on the other side. I have woken up on a Christmas morning with no heat and no fucking power. I know what it's like.
I thought you were going to say you woke up and someone had paid your bill. I was going to say
No. So I know what it's like to not have anything. And so I kind of put it into the hands of the people that are taking my money of picking the people. And I'm hoping that just in that, because I don't want them to know.
Do the tellers at the window say that? Are they surprised when you do this?
Every time.
They are, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we got another one. It's not like there's people lined up to do this.
No,
right?
What's crazy is like every time I go in, they're like, oh, it's you again. I'm like, has anybody else? No one else has done that. And it's sad, but on the flip side of that, you can't force people to give, right?
No.
I mean, we give what we can give, and that's what it is. I find that I always give more than I have. Story of my life, but it's okay though because I'm happy with that.
I mean, if that makes you happy,
yeah.
if that's where you get your missing adrenaline from,
yeah, that's
God bless.
That's probably what's happened. Is I went from this crazy race guy, and now I'm still this crazy race guy.
You can be both.
Yeah.
I think it's important to show that you can be both. I think if most people think that you either have to be someone who is mentally healthy and charitable or you have to be a bad, tough racing driver, I think that's a false dichotomy.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally...
it might work for some people, but...
yeah, the math just doesn't work,
Yeah. It catches up to you eventually.
Yeah.
If you got questions, get up in the super chat. Let's see what you got. And then we're going to get out here in just a few. Jesus, I can't pronounce that. Dingbaum? Dingbaum? The Dingbaum?
Yeah, Dingbaum.
Enjoyed the Sherp video. Do you know what a Sherp is?
Sherp.
Yeah, give me pictures from my Instagram is fine of the Sherp. Sherp is a fully off an all-terrain vehicle.
Oh,
it can go over fucking
out.
It can go over fucking everything, and it can also float. So you can drive it into water. You can drive it into frozen lakes. It's really, really fun.
Have you been in one?
Yeah, I reviewed it for Road and Track.
Oh,
it was amazing. I went to northern Minnesota and drove it.
Does it have any power at all?
No, it's not fast.
No.
But it's about gearing and going over. So it's like 45 horsepower, but you can drive it over like a K-rail, like a Jersey barrier.
Oh, really?
Like literally you can approach a Jersey barrier from a 90-degree angle. I've up it and down the other side like that.
So it's a King and the Hammers run.
Unstoppable. Yeah. Well, so that was
Just
actually
very slowly.
It's
Very
not very.
slow.
I think the
Very
top
slowly.
speed is like 25 miles an hour. It's not very fast.
Yeah, it's a
but it can,
hair blower.
dude. I am not like an amazing off-roader. I have like this much experience.
Yeah.
I'm okay. But it's a joke. It's really a joke how you just fucking go over anything you want.
Wow.
The coolest thing about it is the central tire inflation system.
Okay.
CTIS, which rather than having a compressor to fill up the tires, it literally diverts the engine's exhaust into the tires themselves. So you just flip this valve and mat the throttle, and it fills up these fucking massive tires in 30 seconds with diesel exhaust.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Of course, when you then have to go, drop your PSI, it just vents all this nasty smelling diesel into the air. But it's still really, really cool. He had a question about it. There was a question in there somewhere.
He said, would it work
Would it
on
work in
Moab?
Moab?
Oh yeah. I've definitely been
Slick
in Moab.
Rock.
So, yes, it does work on the Slick Rock at Moab. There's a guy who's got a YouTube channel. I think it's called Osta Cruiser, who took one on Moab, and it did very well.
Really?
Yes.
How high is the center of gravity compared to, like, I don't know, a
I
lifted
don't
ring or something?
fucking know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They do look pretty tall. Like, are they tippy? Do they feel tippy?
Well, they're really light
Not
at the top,
really, dude.
right?
We drove over, like, imagine you took a huge, like, dump truck, multiple dump trucks,
Okay.
full of logs,
Okay.
big logs from a tree, and just dump them in a
Wait,
huge
logs
pile.
from a tree? Got it. Okay.
Like, I'm sorry, not like cut logs, like raw, round,
got ya.
not quartered,
Got
right? Dump them in a huge pile, 30 feet tall.
Okay.
This thing just drove up the pile of loose giant logs and down the other side like it was nothing. I drove up the side of a Camry and over a Camry like it was nothing. I mean, I think like there might be on some, like if you have really a crazy side angle, maybe. The question was, does it have a cage? No, it does not have a cage. If you
That's
really,
surprising.
it's not really meant for that. It's meant for really cold weather rescue type situations, overlanding, that type of thing. They drove one across Russia without using roads, and it has a 2,500 mile range.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 hours a day for 10 days is the range. It's crazy. It's a badass rig, and it can't. Go look at that videos of that Osta Cruiser guy. He does take it in Moab. I don't know how you feel about rolling it. I probably wouldn't want to, but thank you, sir. 81 thoughts on the new Bronco mules, some having a solid front axle versus some having independent front suspension. You're nodding, Justin. Are you familiar with this?
A little bit.
Okay. Will Ford leave the rock crawling market to Jeep or try to compete? Well, I have to say the new Defender has an independent front suspension.
It sure does.
And people are awful confident about that.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? Are you a fan of the Broncos that could be coming back?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Why
not?
not?
I'm not, man. It's a Jeep.
Are you a Jeep guy?
I'm a Jeep guy.
Okay.
It's because it's off-road, right? It's a Bronco too.
Have you off-roaded other things besides Jeeps?
No.
There's some pretty. They've gotten pretty good at this.
Yeah. Well, it's. Ooh, I do like that.
That boxy Bronco mule does look rather nice. Now I think
I
that's
do
a
like that.
rendering.
That's
I
a
don't know
rendering.
if that's real.
Is that the one that Dwayne Johnson drove in Rampage? Do you remember that
yeah.
movie?
Yeah,
Is this the
Oh.
concept one that he
Yes,
that he
it's
was
a
in?
concept. Yeah. It's something like that.
Okay, I'm going to retract my statement and saying no
If
to
that's
Bronco.
it, it looks cool.
If that's it,
Yeah.
I'm down. Like it's like the new Corvette. Do you like it or hate it?
That was actually the next question.
That was the next question.
Oh.
We've talked about it a bit. I like it. I think I like it. I think they did have to go mid-engine. I think that was
Absolutely.
the right decision.
Yeah.
I think there's the Bronco Mule with the rock.
Yep.
And I think they made I read some of the articles about the details, and I think they made a lot of really smart decisions.
Got it.
The center of gravity is nice and low. I think their packaging is really interesting. They say that they've made the footwell the same width as the car before, which for a mid-engine car would be very impressive.
Wow, how would they do that?
I don't know. I think they started by doing a sort of tunnel design with
Okay.
minimum footwell requirements, and then just building
And then just
everything
build
else
around it.
around that.
That makes sense.
However, so here, Zach, pull up that shot you've got there, the stage shot. Punch in on that. So we saw these images. This is the car that pulled out onto the stage, right at the reveal the other day.
Yep.
And then I saw some pictures of another one. Do you have the blue one, Zach? The blue one on the street looked like just like Google like driven on street there, second row on the right. Yep. So then they pulled up this one, which to me, and I tweeted that it looks cheaper.
It does.
And I think, could you have both up? I think it's because look, they've lowered this one on the stage. The one, look, go back to the blue one.
Good call.
That
man.
is the actual production ride height. The one on the stage is either on a custom lowered suspension or it's weighed or ratcheted down 1,000%.
Oh,
and
guaranteed.
I also think in some of the press photos that it's ratcheted down or weighed down to that stage height. And there's another shot of the car driving, that blue one. You're right over it, yeah.
Yep.
So pull that up. Look at the front wheel gap there. And I just think, look, this isn't unique to Corvette, okay? This is all cars from concept to production.
Exactly.
Did I just knock something over? I don't know. But they do ride higher. The wheels do look smaller, all of that kind of stuff. But I just think that I stand by my statement that the one driving down the street looks an awful lot cheaper than the one sitting on the stage. That's just my opinion.
Yep. No, I mean, what? It's a $60,000-$70,000 car.
Yeah, so 60,000 starting, but trust me, what you want is
$180.
At a minimum. No. At a minimum, you want the Z51 package. Like I've driven all the Corvettes. My theory, and it's not necessarily. No one's ever confirmed this, but my theory is the Z51 is the cars the engineers want to sell you.
Got you.
The base car is the car the bean counters cut down from that.
That makes
sense. You know
sense.
what I mean?
Yep.
The engineers don't build the base car and then go, what are you doing there, buddy? Hey.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up this blue picture from CNET and start playing it.
The engineers don't go, okay, here's the base car. This is the best we can do. 6 months later, now the Z51 is the best we can do.
Exactly.
It doesn't work like that.
Yep.
Not at fucking GM.
Yeah. No way.
And also, I think the surfacing, I think GM's lighting and color choice were very smart at the launch.
Oh, of course.
Because that torch red and those wheels and those lighting, it looks very rich. Whereas the color on that blue on the street, I think
they had a blue one at the launch as well. But it was parked. Where did it? I think they left it off the stage.
I look. I'm optimistic that it will drive well.
Do you think so?
Yeah. It'll drive good. I'm optimistic that it's going to be a lot of car for the money, no matter what.
Of course.
But the Corvettes, there's a history there of the production version. The wheels are a little smaller, and the ride height's a little higher, and the gaps are a little bigger, and you go from something that looks incredibly exotic on the stage to a significantly less exotic product that hits the road.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what I'm worried about.
Yep.
But on the other hand, their powertrain guys and their chassis guys typically are people. Look at the fucking ride height there. Now that could be a raised suspension. I don't know if that is at a raised setting, but that's definitely higher than the car that was on the
absolutely.
on the stage.
And I know my Audi, so I have an RS7.
Ooh, those are lovely.
Those are
fucking. That's a great Utah car.
It is a great.
Got a lot of room in Utah to let that boy rip.
Oh yeah. So
that's a big boy car.
But then I put on bigger turbos and exhaust and all sorts of stuff.
Are we surprised?
Yeah,
have you dynoed it? What's it making?
I'm scared to say, man.
No, say.
It's gotta be like
okay.
8
over 1,000.
Is it over 1,000 in an RS7?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
delightful.
Yeah, it is probably the most incredible thing ever.
You're a lunatic.
I've had the opportunity to own a lot of rad cars.
Oh yeah,
this is my favorite.
Give us a highlight reel. Oh my god, what are you fucking John Olsen with this? Here, wait, Zach, pull up this camera. Look at his Audi.
Holy, what?
Yeah, it's very subtle.
It's like the
it's
skier
subtle.
guy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It reminds me of a John Olsen car. It's got the Yoast Audi Racing livery, which I really like.
You like
Their
that
color
one?
choice is very good there.
So
it's pretty fucking aggressive though, but it matches your shoes.
Yep. See that?
Did you get those shoes to match that car?
Oh my god,
perfect.
dude! Are we going to talk about shoes? I have more shoes than it's humanly possible.
Yeah, look at John. See, John Olsen's car is basically the wagon version of what you've got.
Oh, look at that!
With canards all over it. I don't know about those rear canards. I don't really know what those are doing, but that's fucking awesome. John Olsen rules.
That is a dope car.
That is RS6 Avant.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's the RS6 wagon.
Wow.
You can't get that in America.
Yeah, you can't get it here. It's
bullshit.
Yep.
You can buy a couple. Paul Walker actually imported one of those when he was alive, and he spent a fucking absurd amount of money
just to get it here. I'm sure.
Yeah, federalizing it and the whole thing.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
deal. And somebody bought it. And they did not pay him what he put into it. I don't know what the car disappeared, but it's around. It's still around. Zach, what else we got? Anything else? I saw a couple more. Not that.
Whoop.
Zach, why are you losing things? Oh, here's an off-road question. James Pauling wants to know King shocks versus Fox shocks for a street truck and weekend dune fun.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll do a little bit of a sponsor plug here.
Uh-oh. That's okay.
So, no, I am a King guy. Okay. I am a King shock all the way through. So we used to run Fox on all of our stuff, and we switched over, and we've just had more success with the Kings. When it comes to street stuff and light use, man, I don't know. Like, I probably would go with Fox.
I had a Raptor, and I liked the Fox shocks.
Yeah.
I thought they were good.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, it's kind of hard to say either one of them are bad.
Is there a real difference in company philosophy or their product?
You know what? Not really.
Is King more professional grade kind of stuff, racing stuff?
Man, they're both. I mean, King, of course, is not as big as Fox, but both companies are amazing to work with. At least the guys that I work with. I mean, they're amazing. So we would go out to Barstow and do our testing, and we'd have Fox out there when we were running their suspension, or we'd have King show up. So, I can't say either one of them are horrible because they're not. I think they're both amazing. For me, I prefer the King because that's what I run.
Cool. I'll take the expert opinion on that. Last one before we get out of here. Will says, should I get a Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel or a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel? Pros and cons comparison for each. Used for 2014 each, around $20K. Remember Nino had one of them, Zach? The Eco Diesel?
I didn't know that.
Nino did?
His dad had the Ram Eco Diesel, and they lemon lawed it because it was a fucking mess. They got him to buy a gas powered one with an unlimited mile lifetime warranty on it. And Nino's driving it now.
Oh, that's the one he has, the Cherokee.
That thing has. They keep trying to call him and trying to buy it back because it's got unlimited mile lifetime warranty. That's how bad they didn't want him to when they bought back the Eco Diesel.
Oh my god.
So the real look, Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel versus Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Are you aware of how big a Ram is compared to a Grand Cherokee? That's the first question. A Ram 1500 is a big motherfucking truck.
Yep.
A Grand Cherokee is a pretty normal-sized vehicle. If you don't actually need a half-ton truck, like if you can't think of actual activities that you need that truck to do, tow something, haul something, whatever the fuck, don't buy a pickup truck.
Yeah.
You're literally making the world a worse place if you buy a pickup truck that you don't need.
Exactly. If you're gonna drive it around, it's like, so I have my street truck is this big lifted Chevy, right?
Uh-huh.
It never sees off road. I never take it off road. Well, I can't say that. I mean, we do pull the race car with it, so it's but when I'm not pulling anything with it, it's a street truck. Yeah. And it's kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
But it's big, you know.
You race trucks. You're in a gray area.
Yeah,
this is just
area.
a regular person wants a regular car.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just spent a week with a Ram, and it was lovely. As far as half-ton trucks go, it was a lovely truck.
Yeah, but they're big though.
It's huge.
Yeah,
the shortest Ram 1500 from 2014 is 209 inches, and a Grand Cherokee is 190.
Wow.
Basically. That's the shortest Ram. That's not,
It's 2 feet shorter.
Yeah,
that's a big difference when you're parking. Yeah, that's the shortest
one.
one.
That's the shortest one.
Wait. Yeah, you could be 237 inches long.
Which is about 4 feet.
That's
more
big.
longer than the Grand Cherokee.
Yeah. Like I had, my car, I lost a space in my garage when I put one in my garage.
Oh,
That's
of course.
how big it is.
No, I definitely get that one.
Cool. Well, that was a great show, man. Thank you.
Man.
Plug the book. Where can we buy the book?
You can get the book at justinpeck.com. We've got it there. It's on Amazon as well. The website.
Have you read an audiobook for it yet?
man, I can't read very well. That's the issue. I can read, like, don't get me wrong, I can read, but I don't read very well. And so what happens is I'll read like a paragraph, lose my train of thought, and then have to fucking do it all over again.
It'd be a funny recording. You'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah, I'm
right in the middle.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is
Hold
the
on.
real me.
Edits. So, yeah, I'm actually looking for someone that can audiobook it for me.
Yeah. Get someone with just a great like voice that sounds nothing like you.
Yeah,
like,
I'll just have to get on
like a 25-year-old British woman.
Yeah, there you go.
I was raised in Utah. For my entire life, I wanted to race motorcycles in Utah.
Oh my God.
See what like Alec Baldwin's rate is.
Oh jeez.
Oh man.
And while you're at it, see the DeLorean movie with Alec Baldwin if you want to see some fucking weird out there shit.
I actually Googled the DeLorean. You can still buy those brand new.
DeLoreans?
Yes.
Well, yes and no.
Well, yes and no, right?
In Texas, in Humble, Texas, is DMC, and they have outposts. There's one in Florida. There's one here in LA.
Oh.
I had a DeLorean that they restored for me.
Of course you did.
Back in the day. I sold it a couple of years ago, but they're lovely people, and you can buy a quote new one, but what you are buying is literally a car assembled from parts that like new old stock parts.
Gotcha.
And you can do that. I don't recommend you do.
Yeah.
I recommend if you really want a DeLorean, if that's your thing, to find one that's most of the way there and have those guys finish it off so it's nice.
That makes sense.
I recommend that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
JustinPeck.com. Get the book. I fucking want to read this thing. Next time you're in LA, you definitely need to come back on this program.
Dude, please
do. That was lovely.
Always be here.
I enjoyed having you in. That was great. I didn't really know what to expect. Guy with a book. You never know.
You never know.
Your headshot's pretty awful serious.
Catfish, baby.
Yeah, no, definitely cat. But you don't get. No one ever gets catfish in a good way. When the fuck does that happen?
Yeah.
Catfishes are always. They always go badly. This was way better. What else is going on this show on Wednesday? The 24th. When's that? Today's Tuesday. That's Thursday.
It's tomorrow.
That's
Tomorrow. Is today Wednesday? Fuck me.
Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's the 24th.
Tomorrow's 24th is Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope
Tristan Eaton's coming in tomorrow, right?
No,
Is it
he
tomorrow?
comes in the 25th, which is Thursday.
Okay.
Day off.
I think it's Tristan's coming in Thursday. I think it is. He's an artist. He's amazing. I haven't seen him in a long time, but you checking that second?
No, just keep talking.
I think it's Thursday.
It is. It's Thursday
I'm
the
also,
25th.
all right,
though.
cool. Thanks. I'm also I've got videos coming out in a couple weeks. I've got I made a bunch of videos in the last couple weeks, and I'm overflowing with press cards. You know what I have right now is the Hennessy Ranger Raptor.
Oh.
Hennessy modified 4 Ranger Raptor. So it's got all the suspension
Yeah.
shit, and it's got like a tuned up EcoBoost. So we're gonna go mob that thing in the desert on Friday.
You gonna go to Barstow?
Nah, we're gonna go out to like Hungry Valley.
Oh, there you go.
It's a street vehicle. I don't need to like you know what I want to do? Go to Vegas without roads.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go over here and like ruin a $80,000 ride.
Totally.
Yeah.
But yes, we're gonna do that.
Perfect.
That's it. Thanks for watching. JustinPeck.com is the book. Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally something to say. Good night.